That is showing. Okay, it's showing us live there. I'll just get my lovely, lovely bits of. Okay, there's that. Okay, yes, chat is working now. Man, it's been a day. Okay, so we have had a little break from outside. You're good. So, we wanted to like one, I've been oh so wonderfully brain fried by bureaucracy. Um, but JoJo brought up a wonderful thing of talking like the sensory experience and exposure that you have at like concerts and festivals, and how that can sometimes make people apprehensive or straight up decide not to attend um, those events. And um, like, what is the situation with that? And it's like, we wanted to kind of get into it because I think they can be overwhelming, not just as a first time experience, but like just going in. Sometimes they can be very trying on the nerves if you are having a moment where like the sensory input from everything is just out excessively. Um, or just normal levels. Right. Um, but it's things like the noise levels, like just the volume of everything is tenfold of what you would deal with on an average day, right? Um, and then you have so many bodies within a space, which I think is easier to spread out in an outdoor event than it is an indoor event, right? Um, and then, oh, because my experience has always been a sardine in indoor venues. So, hmm oh, I just meant the body wise. Yeah. Like, I think body wise, it's easier to spread out and then it doesn't feel like you're in a fucking tuna can. Um, but like the average, yeah, the average decibel level of a music festival is between 95 and 110 decibels. Um, and it can go up from there to being 110 to 120 if you're in the front rows or near subwoofers. Um, oh, wonderful. Let me figure out what the fuck's going on. Oh. what it is. Let's try that. Can we? Marlon? Marlon, can you hear now? I think it
Sorry.
decided to like set Windows volumes to a separate device technically from. Okay, cool. um
Good.
um
Average decimal of a concert.
yeah. So when you're up in those front rows or near like the sound systems, it's 110 to 120 or more, right? So like that is damaging to your ears.
Mm, mm, just a little. Tells that to my past self.
um and indoor music is going to be the same, but then you're dealing with
Mhm,
reverb off of the fucking floor or ceiling or anything. And like it's very dependent on how they set up everything for the concert that will reduce reverb, right? Because
mhm.
in open air you don't have as much, but you still have it, right? Um,
Yes,
uh,
definitely.
and um, that is what can cause like a significant problem. Um,
There are modern devices to fix some of these things, but like, who
right.
can afford like two loops are great, but they're pricey as shit.
Yeah, their competitors aren't much better. Um, but like to put that in perspective, it's like your normal conversation is between 60 and 70 decibels.
Hmm.
Um, and people are like, well, 70 isn't that much better than 85, like lower than 85. And I'm like, um, decibels don't work that way. They work on a curve. And yes, it is a very much difference. Um, and aggressively so. So, but it's like that that situation is like exacerbating of any like sensory issues you have beforehand. If your ears are sensitive, if loud environments cause you distress in any way, um, because they cause like anxiety spikes or whatever, or even just being up against people can be very disconcerting.
Claustrophobic.
Right.
Super
And
claustrophobic.
it's like, how do you like kind of clear that up? And it's like, well, you make sure you have enough space in as much as possible where people can move freely, um, and they aren't like if they don't want to be packed in to the sardine masses,
Hmm.
um, there's still some place from which they can view and experience the um the show
The show. Yep.
from a place where they're not going to be overwhelmed. So are these are
I'm
going
gonna
to
comment
be
real quick. I'm gonna comment real quick. If
yeah.
so, there's a lot of refurbished and updated venues as of the
Mhm.
last couple months, couple
Yeah.
years, I should say, not couple months. there are places that can't actively provide you that kind of space all the time. So
No.
the they're they try to make things so comfortable because you can't do that, but it does suck sometimes when like things so many things are packed you're like packed like sardines. Like an artist that came to town just recently that I wanted to see for a really long fucking time. I wasn't able to actually like watch the show. Again, the height problem because I'm a fucking short ass, but also because there were so many people packed in there like sardines and physically couldn't handle that. I had to like sit back by the bar
Hmm.
and like there's no way to like
Oh,
ooh a
hey.
vase of jelly or that what
I got it. I got it.
dude chicken.
I'm going to report them, not just block for spam.
So because even
That.
like the combination of sardine with like flashing lights sometimes because those fucking lights are bright as shit. And like if
Hmm.
you're eye level with the light system because you chose to sit on the balcony, like laser beams.
Yeah. Block the
So
user and then ban the fuck out of them.
you do what you
Woo!
can to survive the shows that you love.
Yeah. And you can like kind of guess how packed or something based off of what tickets are available for like indoor,
Hmm.
and then like the layout as well if they
Yeah.
get on. And it's like if you know that you have like serious sensory issues, um, because the venue cannot change how it's set up, right? You
Hmm.
have to make the choice of, is this an environment in which I can handle? If the answer is no,
Hmm.
unfortunately, there's not a lot this venue can do. They can do their
Oh yeah.
damnedest, right? But I, when you are dealing with like a remodeled or refurbished venue, there's only so much you can do because of the constraints of the venue in general. When you're dealing with something that's put in a city park, you
Hmm.
have a little bit more um, as an event coordinator, right? You have a little bit more fucking agency, right? To change the experience to allow for more pockets of less noise or more spread of the people, right? And the ones that have allowed that the most, like generally for me, is like the ones that make sure that there's like a fucking viewing screen on the back of the fucking sound tower so that the people can like be further back in the crowd and still get to see what's going on stage. Um, so yeah, you have your sardines up in front, but then the rest of you who are like, nah, that's not for me, can sit back and actually enjoy it and like experience it, right? Um, that's where I've enjoyed it the most. That's where I usually sit because I don't want to be a sardine. I want to be able to sit my
Right.
ass down.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know, it's easier to get to the bathrooms from there. It's easier to get to the food, right?
Hmm.
So, um, I think it really depends on venue and setup because there are going to be obvious constraints of the venue and then just structurally. And then there's going to be how much do they care about packing in people as
Oh my god,
um,
yeah.
event producers? Because the
Ye-
more that they care about packing in people, the less they care about your sensory experience.
Yep.
Um, and that is how it's always been. That's how it's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be. And it is up to
Yeah.
newer generations of producers and everything to go, is it, is the fucking money worth the loss of experience? Um,
I'm learning that one within the last 2 months
um,
since May,
cause
really. But
yeah, technically speaking, legally speaking, you can, ah, woo, hey Seagull, nice for you to join us.
amazing. Love the use the of the cephalop. Nope, nope. Hold on.
Of the octopus. Oh
No,
no, it's a squid. It's
technically,
a squid.
it's a squid. That's why I stopped halfway through.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so it's like we have squid wars going. Thank you for joining us. But
Mysope. Wow, I can't pronounce that fucking word. But they don't have a single scientific name. Hmm.
no,
Keep
because
talking. I'm listening.
yeah. So I've lost where the fuck I was supposed to be. But
Is it worth the sacrifice? And us as younger generational
yeah,
producers need to figure out what's worth the money versus what's worth making sure our
our
event or not event go. I wanted to say
our
clients, but that doesn't sound right either.
attendees
But
are
attendees, that's the word.
are enjoying the experience, especially if they're shelling out money for it, right? Because it's like
Mm-hmm.
at best nowadays you're gonna get it for $100 for most festivals, right? Which sucks, but it is what it is right now. Because I'm sorry, but it's very difficult not to get it at under, or it's very difficult to get it under $100. You have to sacrifice like a lot of agency to like sponsors or whatever, or loans and shit. Um, but like sponsors, like the more sponsors you have, the cheaper you can make tickets. Um, but also then you're exposing all of your attendees to a shit ton of advertising, aggressive advertising at times. Um, like I
Yeah,
enjoy the
can't think
T-Mobile
of a
experience.
few
Have you ever gotten to go to like the T-Mobile camps at like festivals or anything?
No, because the festival that I go to do not have T-Mobile as a sponsor.
Okay. T-Mobile, they they will only answer a question about T-Mobile if you directly ask them about it. Or at least that was my experience with them. So like they have people there, but their people are mostly there to like make sure that you've got your phone charged. Um, do you have phone service, right? Um, uh, or Wi-Fi service because they have sat there and been like had like a Wi-Fi connection there off of their
Yeah.
T-Mobile Wi-Fi. Um, and then they made sure we had water or drinks, and there was like fans and handkerchiefs and stuff. And they were just talking music festival with us. They weren't really promoting themselves. Now, was there branding all over the fucking place? Yes. It was on their fucking um, tables and everything. But legitimately, the focus was the event and what artists were we excited about seeing, and not so much the promotion of the brand, so much it was subliminal, I would say, because it was like you couldn't not think about the brand because the brand just gave you internet access, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
or it's on the table, it's on the cards, or it's on the handkerchief that you just got. It's on the hat that you just got. But it's like, did I have someone grabbing my arm and trying to sell me a phone plan? No. And that I feel like is how a sponsor should act. Is like, yeah, you have the branding on your stuff, but you should be supporting the event itself and making sure
Mm-hmm.
that that's as good of an experience. Because my feeling is, oh, now I have a positive experience with T-Mobile and their team in that they treated this like it was a human experience. I am a person, um, and we're here to experience this thing together. And they're here to support that experience. Um, but it was like, um, there are obviously sponsors who don't do that, and they're very aggressive, and
Yeah.
um, they know no personal boundaries, and they will get up in your face. Um, and they kind of get offended if you tell them to back the fuck up. And it's just like personal courtesy is like an arm's distance minimum
Mm-hmm.
standing between us. Like
I agree.
there's
Yep.
there's space between us so that like I'm not feeling your breath on my face. Um, so I think that also adds into the sensory experience because if you have like aggressive people, whether that be sponsors or some of the vendors or just other attendees or the um, the staff of the event themselves being aggressive, that can also be kind of overwhelming for the senses and your stress levels. So you have to like balance out the quality of experience you have for your attendees with the costs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it's been
So,
like, okay, well, how can we make this as generally enjoyable for everyone as possible? And sometimes finding a spot where someone could just not hear most of it would be sweet
hmm
for a lot of people, I feel like.
I mean, my first thought is always provide ear protection to the most affordable that you can. Not every person can get like the heavy duty stuff, but even providing just like the generic earbuds,
Hmm.
you know, that's still something because you're at least still being able to muffle some of all of the bass or the that nasty shred of a guitar because sometimes those piercing high pitches can definitely twinge.
Yeah. And like one of the best things that I got from a fucking festival was from Omaha CW, the CW.
Mhm.
Um, they were handing out like basic ass earplugs.
Yeah.
It's got their branding on it. Do I know who it
hmm
came from? Yes. But was it about making sure that I got to experience that festival as best as I could safely? Yes. Um, and now I take those earplugs everywhere, and sometimes I wear them in fucking Walmart because I just don't want to deal with people.
amazing.
They're bright orange. So like as soon as I turn my head, someone's just looking at it and being like, "Really?" and then walking
Mm-hmm.
away. I'm like, "Why are you talking to randos in the fucking store in the first place?"
You know, beats me. I keep all eye contact away from every human. So, ugh.
So, mm. um, which is funny because we're talking about putting on fucking shows for people.
Yeah, there's a difference, mind you, to like go full sidebar tangent on this. The humans you interact with when it comes to like grocery stores, mundane shopping, what have you,
Hmm.
there's the level of expectation that you have, and then there's a level of expectation that you have when you're putting on a show or putting on any sort of live event. Like you're anticipating all of this like rambunctious behavior from a festival made full of like good feelings and everyone just being like excited to go. At the grocery store, I do not want to be perceived. I have to be perceived because I have to be at least pay for the shit that I have in my basket, you know? But like
Yeah.
I do not want to have a conversation with the woman standing next to me unless she's asking me a genuine question of like, does this shirt look good with these pants? Like, I've had to answer that question before, and that's fine. I I'm okay with that. But like, I'm not gonna like, no, don't fucking talk to me. Don't fucking perceive me.
Yeah.
I'm not here for your entertainment.
Right. This is why I look so angry in the
The
stores.
sponsors gave out.
Exactly. Yeah, if sponsors give out freebie goodies like earplugs or sunglasses, that would be cool. Yeah. Um,
Here's
so
the thing. I've had like so down at a venue off of like I can't think of it right now, off of like 13th and Cummings. The artist themselves is the one like I still have the case because um ma- Matrix, but it's not Matrix. I can't think of what he was. But I have
put
like
it in
I
chat.
still have those headphones because he he was the one that was like, "Hey, for $10 you can get a lighter and a set of earplugs," and I was like, "Fucking sold."
Right? Because that
I
elevated
wish
the fucking
freebies would be
experience.
possible for everything. I sorry, Siegel, not to like divert from your thing, because freebies would be cool. You're right, but knowing the price of how things run, I just mm,
Well, and
corporations.
so like one of the things is like what's really awesome is the idea of like getting putting something up with like a sponsorship of like with loops or something like that, where with your ticket you get a free pair of like event specific or event designed um loops, right? Because they have design a specific design for like three different designs for Tomorrowland. Um, right. Like bring back the swag. Um, and like I know like I think
I
it's
know, right?
Marriott or Hilton when they do stuff for branding, um, they bring in a relaxation um zone. So it's got like loungers and like misters and shit. For people to just kind of like loaf. Um, and it's a great way to like de-stress, I feel like.
Hmm.
Um, but how do you get into it? Well, you have to be a member. It's like the like whatever the Hilton Honors or whatever
Yeah.
program.
Boo.
And so it's a way to get people to sign up for it because you can sign up right there at the fucking which
Yeah.
and it's the free. You only have to have
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
and
Just
you
bare
sign up right
basics.
there
They
and
just
then
want your email.
yeah. Um Now, do
Just want your
you also use the Hilton Honors to like fucking book your Hilton hotel? And usually it's about 20 to 30% cheaper than if you were to do it off of the fucking like otherwise. Yes. Do you get like points that then you can put towards fucking free nights? Yes. Or fucking flights.
yeah.
Um, and like food experiences and shit. Yes. So like those plans from like the major hotel chains are nice because like Marriott's Boy fuck Bon
Envoy.
Voyage Bonvoy is also available.
Oh,
And
don't
then
even get me started on Marriott. We could talk for days about Marriott in this house.
right, uh, but it's just like there is different ways in which sponsors can make your experience better, um, and be part of the culture and everything, so that attendees actually kind of want them to be there instead of being
Hmm.
like, oh no, we've got 50 fucking sponsors or 100 fucking sponsors and it's so fucking crowded. Um, because I think that's the feeling that a lot of people get right now because they have more of the aggressive um salespeople involved, and it's like,
Hmm.
and there's no like real added value to the experience. But it's like, well, we got the sponsors, so your tickets wouldn't be $1,200 a piece for general admission
Yeah.
because we brought in 850 artists for the weekend. That's how many artists Tomorrowland had one year was 850 artists for their 4 days. Oh, well, technically 2 weekends, 2 4-day weekends. So, but still.
Just the idea of that kind of time management makes my brain hurt. I know it's possible, and it takes more than one person, obviously, but like, holy shit.
Raptor, heart, squid.
Yes.
The
I
fuck.
promise I'm paying attention.
But
I'm just clicking buttons over here.
we gave her emojis and now she's just like,
Hey, I asked for them for a reason. Okay, but realistically though, what would it cost us if we were to do this? Like, put this into like real life, because we put into woo,
oh, the Ticketmaster settlement. Which lawsuit
oh,
are we
we love
talking
going
about?
off. We love going off topic.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Um, which 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 lawsuit are we talking about?
This most current one, or the
There,
one with like
they
the
have
last
like
five
20 of them
years?
right out right now.
Oh, really? I only knew about the live. I think I only know about like the part of the Live Nation one,
um,
where it's like Ticketmaster and Live Nation.
let me go to news.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm not well informed about it. I think it had to do with scalpers and raising insane costs. Ah, yes. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um, okay. So Attorney General Schwab announces Live Nation will pay $9.9 million for deceptive ticket pricing practices. Um, this was in April. For at least a decade, Live Nation and Ticketmaster boosted profits by charging predatory hidden fees, taking advantage of DC residents buying tickets for their favorite artist or team and pricing others out entirely, um, according to Attorney General Schwab. Um, with this settlement, we're putting millions of dollars back into the pockets of DC fans and ensuring that the price fans see when they first start shopping for tickets is the price they actually pay. Um, so the investigation uncovered evidence that the company misled consumers in multiple ways in violation of the district's Consumer Protection Procedures Act, including evidence that Live Nation 1 advertised deceptively low ticket prices that did not include mandatory fees from 2015 until May of 2025. Live Nation hid the true price of tickets, revealing the full price only on the checkout page, where the amount of costly mandatory fees were disclosed for the first time after consumers had already invested time and effort in the purchase. This deceptive bait and switch tactic deprived consumers of complete information about ticket pricing up and front and limited their ability to make informed purchasing decisions.
Whoa.
Um, 2. Did not properly disclose the fees it charged. Live Nation failed to adequately disclose critical information about the nature and purpose of its fees and the company's role in setting them. And 3rd, use misleading pressure tactics to sell tickets. Live Nation used a countdown clock and pop-up notifications that created the impression that tickets were scarce and would soon be sold out. If users were inactive for more than 1 minute, Live Nation's ticketing platform displayed a message saying, "Tickets are selling fast, get yours now before they're gone." This message appeared regardless of actual demand for the event.
Hmm.
Um, so under the terms of the settlement, Live Nation will pay $9.9 million to the district. The district will refund up to $8.9 million back to Live Nation customers, so they keep $1 million. Weaponized FOMO. Yeah. OAG will announce the details of a claims process in the coming months. Live Nation will show the full price of tickets, including mandatory fees upfront and throughout the purchase process. Live Nation will maintain the changes it has made to its platform, and so will continue to display to consumers the full price of a ticket, including any mandatory fees minus taxes, on the ticket selection page and throughout the purchase process on its website and its apps. Share additional information about the fees it charges. Live Nation has updated its platform to share additional information about the purchase of fees it charges, whether anyone profits from the fee, and how the fees are shared among the parties that put on the live event. This information can be found in the online help center and in tooltips that are shown when a user hovers over their cursor over a fee during the ticket purchase. Share additional information about its ticket hold timer. The company will also maintain the changes it has made to its inactivity notice. Now the notice more accurately explains how the ticket hold process works.
Weaponized FOMO.
Yeah. So let me just share the link of what this is. This is directly from the Gov in DC. So this is the one that I found There's um
Clicky clicky.
there's like I said, there's another one. Justice Department and Live Nation reach settlement over Ticketmaster illegal monopoly case. Um, it's a tentative settlement of the antitrust lawsuit against Ticketmaster and parent company Live Nation Entertainment, striking a deal to ultimately lower ticket prices for consumers and end an illegal monopoly over live events in America. But some states signaled they won't join the deal and will continue an ongoing trial. After the Justice Department announced the deal at the start of the trial day in Manhattan federal court, Judge Arun's I'm gonna fuck this up so bad. Super.
Ooh.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna put it in chat and we'll move on. You're allowed to like be mad, but like
Ah,
Supermanian. I, I feel like I just fucked that up so bad. Um, called it entirely unacceptable that no one informed him of the tentative deal until late Sunday. A term sheet for the expected settlement was signed on Thursday, he said. So wait, they signed a term sheet for expected settlement on Thursday, but didn't tell the fucking judge about to start the goddamn trial on Sunday? That's fucked up. Okay. Um
reading is hard. It's okay. Thank you, Sequel.
um
I'm impressed you've read as much as you have.
yeah.
It's a lot to comprehend, but like I'm not
Part of
surprised by these tactics.
what has been
Fucking
released
Ticketmaster.
of some information about the proposed settlement includes that Live Nation would pay a fine up to $280 million and divest itself of at least 13 amphitheaters across the country as it opens up its ticketing process so that competitors can share in the sale of tickets. Only 13? They like own like 82% of the fucking market here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
A release containing her statements. This was New York Attorney General um, James said in a statement the Justice Department deal fails to address the monopoly at the center of this case and that she would not agree to it. My Attorney General colleagues and I have a strong case against Live Nation, and we will continue our lawsuit to protect consumers and restore fair competition to the live entertainment industry. A release containing her statement said New York State was joining its decision to continue pursuing claims by attorney generals in Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Kansas, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and the District of Columbia.
Why was I today years old when I learned? Wow. I've just learned so much.
Right.
What?
Okay, so right now, we
Do you think one solution to combat corporate monopolies would be
okay,
for artists
so
themselves managing them tickets? I recall Youngblood doing that with Bloodfest.
what it is that Youngblood owns the right to Bloodfest, and they produce Bloodfest through a on a piece of land that is privately owned and not managed through a um, venue um, a venue company. Um, so what you have is Live Nation owns Ticketmaster, and Ticketmaster is a um, ticketing service. So it helps you, it handles the actual tickets themselves, but it also owns the actual venues. Okay, so that's what the monopoly is. So because it owns both the tickets and the venue, that's why it gets to do what it wants with the ticket, as well as add in a bunch of extra fees. Um, one of the ways that you stop that is to essentially divest Ticketmaster as a whole from Live
Mm-hmm.
Nation so that Live Nation can only own the venues and cannot control the tickets. Okay. Um, Another way that you can handle it is um, Live Nation would then also need to be divested of its um, touring management
Mm-hmm.
so that that would need to become a third party company because it also owns tour management um, rights. So what it does is signs rights with artists to produce their tour, and so that's where a bunch of other fees come from. So you would need to separate all three services from each other. The land management, which is the venues, the ticketing service, which is Ticketmaster, and then the touring um, management. That is one of the ways to do it. Youngblood just happens to, with Bloodfest, has the ability to set his price because he's the one producing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's the one um, doing all the negotiations for artists, the vendors, the essentially what we would be doing. Um,
Yes.
it
He has no
so he doesn't have the
middleman,
same kind of
so to
like
speak.
he doesn't have the leash of of fucking Live Nation for that. Um,
I don't think
so
it's possible. I think that we're just stuck in
it is
the.
possible if they're
I mean, legally it's possible for sure. I meant like, would they willingly choose to? Absolutely not.
oh no, there's no reason for them financially to dismantle it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is making them money hand over fist to have
Yep.
all three, and that's why they did it in the first place. Okay,
Yep.
when they put it out to venues and Ticketmaster and consumers, they were like, well, now it's all under one house. You don't have to sit there and pay all these fees to different. You can just pay this one fee to Live Nation to manage XYZ, right? But then they passed all the fees to the consumer and exacerbated them. So
Yes.
instead of us having our um you know, how I was so angry about the pricing of our merch. Um, in the fact that I was annoyed that the prices were so high, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
they don't have the same reservation.
No.
Okay. Um, so an artist will actually say, I want my tickets to be $50 for the face value, the starting face value. And Ticketmaster can go, okay, that's cool, but we have a system called if you sign the agreement um, for um, flex pricing, essentially, and essentially, I don't remember what they call the system, but essentially, every time you get an extra person looking at the tickets that you're looking at, it increases the price based on demand um, or perceived demand, right? So if you have 1,000 people looking at the same ticket, it will actually increase the price of that ticket from the face value. Um, and then um, the artist will only get their $50, but Ticketmaster will get that price differential from the face value and the flexed price, the demand value. So if your artist says, "Well, my ticket is $50," but when the person goes and purchases it, it says 65 because of demand, right? Um, then that extra $15 goes directly to Ticketmaster, and the artist never sees that $15. Um, on top of that, then your artist out of that $50 has to pay the Ticketmaster fees for, or not Ticketmaster, Live Nation fees for the venue. If the venue is a Live Nation venue, which here in the US is very likely, pretty
Mhm.
much guaranteed at this point, which is why I'm like kind of mad that they're only being required to give up 13 of the fucking venues.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's nothing. Um, that's barely even a slap on the wrist. And then if they managed your tour or your whatever that you're going on or your festival, then you have to pay out of your as an artist, you have to pay out of your $50 for the management fees. What they do is they actually try and convince you, oh, you can keep all 50 if you pass on the fees to
Weird.
to your um to the ticket purchasers, so the customer. So instead of paying the artist paying those fees, because sometimes they try and get them to pay them up front, which is like really fucked
Mhm.
up because there's no guarantee on um fees
Me. Weird that they're all on the
or
East
purchases.
Coast.
Hmm?
Well, not primarily the East Coast. So I'm looking at the venues they had to give up.
They're all
Um,
on the East Coast, pretty much.
yeah, because Arkansas, Michigan, Idaho, Texas is the South,
Yeah.
but Ohio, Wisconsin, Maine, New York,
Mhm.
Alabama,
Mhm.
like that that's dumb.
Yeah.
I'm mad again. Sorry.
Yeah. No, this is I agree with the New York Attorney General in that don't
Ugh,
settle.
whores.
Don't fucking settle for these assholes. Make them pay. Um,
Serious, man. Well,
And I'm kind of annoyed that Nebraska isn't on this list of people who, or states that joined in the decision to continue pursuing claims. I don't even know if they're of the original claimants for it, um, which annoys me because currently, like, they Ticketmaster is handling like fucking everywhere around here except for like the really small venues.
mm-hmm.
And it pisses me off because like the fees going to like fucking to some of the more locally owned places or just not Live Nation um are significantly lower, and it's like for maintaining shit. And I'm like, that's something I can get behind. Live Nation's fees make no fucking sense. What do you mean
Mm-hmm.
artists are having to pay $5 per towel? Or I guess one of the examples was $15 per towel that they use. It was like,
Why does that? Fuck
and
you.
then and then they're pressured into trying to pass on the cost of those fucking towels to you, the consumer,
Why?
right?
Why? Why? I just don't. Just as someone who like is a regular consumer of concerts and just the exuberant like this is why I refuse to buy tickets online, and I will,
Hmm.
if I can, I will only go to the box office.
Yeah, bring your own
Death.
towels. If your touring agreement allows for it,
Yeah, that's true.
that's where they get you. Is all these little fine print in your fucking touring
Yes.
agreement, like telling,
Yo.
um, that requires you to use the venue
Wanna get
provided materials.
high. And that's the other fucked up thing. Is like why do you have to nickel and dime fucking everyone because you're just trying to make people pay? Like I understand that money and wealth change a person, but like at some point, what's the fucking point?
Um,
That's where I always get stuck at because there's never been a good excuse as to why ever. I know there never will be. I'm not looking for like the best answer in the world, but it's just like
you're asking them to think logically, and they do not.
I I know. It's like asking for video game logic in a world where that doesn't exist. Yee.
um,
Yee.
like I cannot see the logic into it.
Catch me sweating my ass.
Yeah,
Facts though.
I've seen artists do that. They'll refuse to drink the water, um, because they're required according to the fucking the venue agreement or
Contract.
whatever contract is in effect to use the bottled water provided by the venue, not even the water um, fountains, specifically the bottled water, and then they have to pay for every water that they drink. Yeah,
Why we gotta treat people like slaves, man?
because most of your major corporations were just made by slave owners when they got told that they couldn't be slave owners
I
anymore.
know. I know.
And therefore, they don't really see the average
We're
person
all just
as
cattle
actual
in their
people.
giant scheme. I know. I know.
Mm.
We're just dancing around for them to make us their little toy. I just hate it all. Burn it all to the ground. Burn it all down. I can't say that. I'm sorry. My bad. That is not that doesn't reflect anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's like it's frustrations, and it's like why I'm like really like people ask me why we chose to go for profit instead of nonprofit, and I was like, do you realize how much nonprofits can get away with treating volunteers and everything as fucking cattle,
Oh,
or
we
like
know.
or like um or the financial abuse that goes through um, nonprofits at times
Mhm.
because they have less oversight over them. But as
Mhm.
an LLC or an S corp or C corp or whatever corporation entity you have entered in a for-profit situation, there's actually more oversight over you. Um, there are
Gross.
um, more um, consumer protections when dealing with a
Mm,
for-profit organization. There are more employee protections because now instead of being volunteers, you are employees, and an
mm.
employee involves a fucking contract.
Yes, yes it does.
Your employment agreement is a fucking contract. The employee handbook is a contract. That's why they try to get you to sign it. Um, so when you're a volunteer, it's you typically, at least here in the States, do not have a written contract between you and the organization. And if there is no written contract, there is no legal grounds in which the courts can act on um, a lot of oversight issues because technically it's a hearsay argument. It's dumb. I think all volunteers should have to sign a fucking contract, um,
Mhm.
so that when it's their rights as a fucking person are violated, they have something to fall back on. So, like, unless they are doing something very criminally egregious, um, they're never at fault for something. Oh, you didn't get a break? Well, you're technically not a fucking employee, so you're not legally entitled to a break. Um, Whereas
Yeah.
as an
Yeah.
employee, you're legally entitled to
To a
at
break.
least a 30-minute break, at least here in the state of Nebraska,
Mhm.
for every 5 hours you work.
Yep.
So, like any extra breaks beyond that are technically legally not allowed or not legally binding unless it's in
Mhm.
your employment contract.
Yes.
And so, like, um, when I was working for Walmart, our two 15-minute breaks that were on the clock were
Mhm.
legally binding as our employee right because it was in our
Mhm.
employment contract.
Same with Scholastic.
Um,
But I
so
signed that contract years ago. I couldn't even recall what's on that fucking contract unless I like looked it up.
I haven't worked for Walmart since 2019 and I still don't remember that shit. Um, and if you worked at least 5 hours, you were getting a 30-minute, and if you worked
Yep.
an 8-hour shift, you were getting a 1 hour, it's off the clock.
Oh, you got a 1 hour? Bitch.
So technically your scheduled time was 9 hours, but 1 hour was off the clock for your lunch.
Got it.
But your two 15s were on the clock and every time a customer interrupted you, you technically had to restart your break, which is why they wanted you not to be on the floor on your
Mhm.
breaks.
Makes sense. I have the ability to just take a 1:15 and then take my 30 and then I just work the rest of the afternoon. I don't like taking my 2 o'clock break.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
weird
so
way to break up the day.
you can actively choose to not take your break as an employee. A
Yeah.
manager cannot refuse you your breaks.
Yes.
Um,
I get what you're saying.
so that is how it worked at Walmart. Is that always how everything works? No. And it really does depend on like your manager. But did I end up with like one manager getting fired over trying to force people not to take their breaks? Yes. Um,
That's
so
gross behavior. Disgusting.
yeah. Um, so Walmart, the corporation, when it came to stuff, was pretty chill. But as an employee that worked for them, I mean, it was usually pretty decent. Um, but did I have some shitty managers? Yes, absolutely. Um, so
Yeah. You can't get
um,
away. You can't work in retail and not have a shitty manager.
yeah. That is just my experience with it. Is that everybody's experience with Walmart? No. Um, I think it would be very, very s- um, stupid of me to say that's how it worked. Um, but yeah, that is the reason why we went as a um, corporation. Now, do I have to have extensive like profiteering? No. Um, I we do have the choice of being like only X amount is going to be of profits are going to go to like um owners with or partners of
Mm-hmm.
the company. So, and then um and out of profits it's like a minimum of 30% up to 90%, and I can make the choice of being like, or you and I can make the choice of, well, we're taking the minimum. Um and out of that you can deduct like yearly salary from it. Um, and then out of the profits you can have X amount go to the to charitable organizations, and you can reinvest a large portion of it back into the company. You can also, as partners, make the choice to not take profit at all. It's just if you do take profit, um, it's a
Mm-hmm.
minimum of 30% of the profit. Um, but if
Oof.
you,
Big boof. It
okay,
makes sense. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. No, I get it. I get it. I
so
didn't. I wasn't trying to ruin your tangent. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
yeah, yeah. Um, the well, it's like profit is what you're taking out after everything else has been paid. So employees, blah blah blah. What you can also choose to do is do a profit share to employees,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is like what Taylor Swift did with her like fucking truckers and everything for her tours, um, and other employees. And then you can also do things like reinvest in the company, and you can make that choice to reinvest before you make the profit cut, because a reinvestment is uh, whatever you choose to reinvest happens before the profit sharing. So you can do your reinvestment that takes away from your profits, and then you do your 30%. Um, so you can
Math.
act right. So it's like, oh, you made $100,000 in profit, and you decide that you're going to reinvest 50,000 back into the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your 30% comes from the other 50% or
Yes.
$50,000. Um, it's and then it's like, okay, well, what are we doing with the other 70% of that $50,000? Charity or
Absolutely charity.
profit share with company employees.
I do love
And
the idea of a profit share because everyone gets bonuses.
yep, so um, that is how you can do some of it. There are ways to be a for profit and still be semi um, fucking um, ethical. It just requires effort on the ones in charge. And the problem is with like a lot of companies, particularly Live Nation, that ethical behavior is they just do not put um, um, effort into.
Hmm.
So okay, that is me on my soapbox.
Nah, you're fine. Hey, you wanted a low tier, low stakes stream. I think you got it, bro.
That's only because I had to find out our local IRS office was fucking closed until further notice.
Again,
I
that
need
weirds me out,
paperwork
dude.
done.
I know. Why?
I'm so
Like,
annoyed.
and like it's even more of like I kind of just want to go down there myself and be like, how long is this going to take? Like,
They they legit don't know. Like the
oh, I
security
know, which is
people don't know. And it's not their job to know, right?
no,
I'm like, I'm not
it's just
going to like fucking expect a security guard who's maybe getting what, $25 an hour at best to fucking know what the hell's going on with the powers that be in that building. I don't know. It was so dumb.
yes, especially because you got to go out in this fucking heat too.
At least I only spent $1 on parking.
Yay! That's the nice part about parking right there too.
What sounds Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. Oh, the going down to the IRS? Yeah. As if dealing with the IRS isn't already a fucking nightmare. I'm like, some days I really appreciate just dealing with Nebraska for taxes because it's like, go put your shit in with the office. Oh, you need something from Nebraska for this? Come to the office. And it's like, um, just get your shit done and go. They're not they're not going to waste time with it. I've never spent more than 20 minutes in the fucking Nebraska tax office.
Blech.
Right?
Oh God.
No, but feds,
Excuse me.
feds is the worst to deal with.
Ugh.
And I just
All
need to
right,
fix my fucking name,
I know, which is dumb.
right?
One day. One
One
day you
day,
will be able to.
maybe.
Okay. I need
So,
to go shower because I am covered in gross.
right. So, okay. That sounds like we're gonna call it tonight.
Yeah, I also have to wake up in like less than 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah. It is Monday. So,
Yay. Yeah, it's not Thursday.
um, so according to the weather report, um, this weekend is
Yes.
also supposed to be really, really fucking shitty. Um,
Okay.
I'm opting for
What do you want the
an indoor.
That's fine.
Um, Friday,
Mm,
or do you have something going
yeah.
on Friday? I didn't think I saw anything.
No. Unless I'm surprised with something on Friday, no.
Okay. And Friday stream?
Woo! Yeah, Friday stream.
Okay. We'll figure out something between now and then for topic. But
We'll figure it out. Some way,
we
somehow.
will we'll see everybody on Friday then. Have a good night.
Bye. Bye. Oh God.